The Square Ball Podcast.
The podcast is brought to you by Levi Solicitors. 10% off your legal fees. levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Dan, Michael and Rob today on this. This part of the show is about Southampton's fans. We find out what's being said on the Southampton fan channels. We've opted to take a slightly different path, haven't we, today?
Yeah, because it's too miserable, isn't it?
Should we get the pain out of the way first?
Yeah, this is Matchday Vlogs, a YouTube thing. Southampton fans being happy. Whatever. Pathetic.
This is the best I've seen us this season. Like the other games when you say we deserve to get something out of it, we did, but we also didn't do enough to win the game. Today, like we should have, we should be creating more chances, but we were so good today. Everyone on that pitch with that, you can put them at 8 out of 10 or across the board, and some at 10 out of 10. They were wicked today, not a foot wrong.
Deserved winners, and Redmond's done a fantastic game. Bear in mind that the last time we got a goal from open play, was from a Redmond assist. Just think about that, or the Redmond haters out there, but man, what a performance today. Should have scored more though. We're just going to need to get a bit more clinical in front of goal, but wow, what a game.
Well, that's nice for them, isn't it? I'm glad they had a nice time.
Sound all happy, don't we? Like they'll watch the team win. Pathetic.
Right, well that'll do.
Fancy being so happy about that.
Clowns.
There's literally not a single thing wrong with them, is there?
You had a nice time, you did nothing wrong.
Just fine.
Great bunch of lads, right.
It's hard to feel anything about Southampton though, isn't it? Because they're just so mild-mannered. They're a bit like Reading, when Reading were in the Championship, you think, yeah, whatever.
Right. Yeah, I know, like before the game when they had like a brass band out and stuff, didn't they? And I thought it's a bit Southampton, isn't it? Saints brass, it says on it, which is different if you're going rhyming slang, isn't it? A Saints brass. But
so that concludes the Southampton part of propaganda. We know that they're happy. What else have we got from the wider world of propaganda?
This is a little palate cleanser in Moscow's honour. Nice. It's Dick Van Shitbitch was very popular the other week after Moscow's attempts at Cockney accents, and thanks to someone called Alistair Beckett King. He doesn't follow us, I follow him, so I happened to see this clip. He's found a worse Cockney accent than Moscow, so have a listen to this. This is Marlene Dietrich, who is obviously fairly famous, I think possibly crucially was in silent movies in the early part of her career,
right?
But this is her. I mean, she's German and I think latterly lived in America and France, so the accent is probably going to be a little bit mixed.
Yeah.
But this is her attempting a Cockney accent in the 1957 film Witness for the Prosecution.
I'll give you something to dream about, mister. Want to kiss me, ducky? Ha! I didn't suppose you would.
Christine Vole did that to you.
Not her. The chap I was going with, he was a bit younger than me, but I loved him. And then she come along, started seeing him on the sly, and then one day he cleared out. But I went after him and I found them together. I told him what I thought of her and he cut me face up proper.
Did you go to the police about it?
Ooh, me? Not likely.
Ooh, me?
Besides, it wasn't his fault. Not really. It was hers. It was all hers, getting them away from me, turning them against me. But I waited me time to pay her back. And it's come now.
We did a tour of not just the Isles there, but I think there's hints of Australia and all sorts going on.
It was definitely South African at points, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was South African. If there hadn't been the tweet saying this was a Cockney accent, there is no way I'd have got that.
So anyway, that's something for Moscow to aspire to.
Have you got another clip then, friend?
This is a clip of Neil Warnock, which people will have probably heard, but it was just a little clip of him saying the phrase. But it's worth hearing the full version where he goes on to explain it.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I was watching Forrest Gump last night, Mark. Did you see that one of tourist films? And he said, I thought just like myself, it's like, my team is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
You've got an empty box of chocolates.
Yeah, it's so I thought, well, it's instead of life is like a box of chocolates, it's my team.
Oh, thanks for explaining that, Neil. I hadn't got the reference.
Bless him. I don't know who the journalist is as well, but I thought he handled it pretty well, because
an awkward chuckle on the Zoom call.
He left the gap for Neil to have a little laugh, and he was like, "Look, I said it's like an empty box of chocolates, isn't it?"
Yeah.
But Neil was like, "No, it's because I'm referencing the film. I think you seem to have missed it."
Did he also say, have you seen that Forrest Gump? I've seen one or two of his films, that Forrest Gump. Does he not realise Forrest Gump's a character?
Is there a sequel? I didn't know that.
Has he heard of the guy Tom Hanks? No? Anyway, I enjoyed that, yeah. Isn't he toe curling? That's all I'll say about.
He is dreadful
about him. Speaking of which,
staying in South Yorkshire, let's go to Hecky.
Yep.
I was trying to find if he's done anything recently, with out ball, etc. I've managed to find this on the YouTube channel of someone called Callum McFadden. He's got 26 subscribers as Callum McFadden. He's got a full it's like a 40-minute interview with Paul.
Don't forget to
Heckingbottom.
like and subscribe, guys.
He's all right. I think it's quite a decent channel. He's got.
I meant for us. Never mind, Callum.
Us just too. Hit the like button.
Please do.
Subscribe.
Feed the algorithm.
Hit the bell.
Put food on the table.
But yeah, and I was the 11th person who'd watched this.
Really?
When I went on. So Paul Heckingbottom not getting the hits, but he's got an interview with Mark Warburton on there, which has got.
He's got an interview with him, and there's nobody seen it.
No one's seen it.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah. So, but anyway, this is him. This is Paul Heckingbottom talking about his relationship with Radrizzani and what he did at Leeds. And you can kind of see where he's going with it.
Is it? I basically laid the foundations for this. Yeah, I bet it is.
There's a respect there, I think, between us both in terms of it was only now after I've left that I think they really realise the work that was done. You know, both in terms of with the players.
With the players.
And without the...
He doesn't say without the players, sadly. But it is worth listening to the full clip just to hear what he does have to say, because he almost implies that they're still in touch a bit. And I wonder if this is mainly in his head.
Right, okay.
But probably more importantly, behind the scenes and just setting up a way of working which is going to help to bring a bit of success. And we speak about that regularly now. So, yeah, it's... Again, from my point of view, it's frustrating, but it was, Andres said, brand new owner, you know, new in the job, and he's a totally different owner now, you know, off the back of his experiences, just like we learn as managers, owners learn as owners, and it's good for us to speak about it now, because my next owner I might be brand new again, you know, and you need to be able to understand that and know where they're coming from, just like Andreas now is more skilled and worked with different managers, and he understands his role more as an owner. So, yeah, you're probably right club, wrong time, if you know what I mean, for me.
Two things I've taken out of that I've just scribbled down.
The canary, he's in a coal mine.
The subtext there, I could have been doing this with Leeds in the Premier League. That's one of the subtexts there. And the other one, Radrizzani didn't understand my genius at the time. That's what I took from that.
Do you remember how Radrizzani sacked him? Wasn't he on holiday at the time, Hecky? And didn't he send Orta or Kinnear to go sack him?
In Greece, wasn't he?
So when he talks about the respect that Radrizzani had for him.
And he made him go to bloody Burma as well, didn't he? He sent him to Myanmar for the post-season trip, thinking, yeah, he's not going to be here for that, but I need someone to put the cones out before the game. I mean, it's very bold to say that he set in place ways of working that have led to success, because I think Bielsa has completely changed everything.
Are you not aware that he came and relayed the pitch in the summer himself?
Did he?
He did, yeah. Stitched all those artificial fibres in himself by hand.
A gardener is probably about his level, which is to undersell what happened with that pitch, because it's very complicated science.
Because you would think, wouldn't you, that there'd be something in his record either before Leeds or after Leeds that would suggest that Radrizzani didn't fully appreciate what he had at his disposal there, but I'm just wondering what it is. Anything?
Well, he did all right at Barnsley for a bit. Admittedly, they had, I think, they were the worst form in the Championship when we got him.
Yeah.
Then came to us and was bad. Went to Hibs and was bad.
They compare him to Bielsa up there, don't they?
Oh, the stuff.
The way he turned around that club.
Yeah, I think he left them bottom of the league or second bottom or something, and then
it's because the owner there, I think, was quite new and just didn't probably fully appreciate it. And he's now a different owner.
That's true. That is true. And then he had the little spell at Sheffield United where the bar had been set so low for him. He took over there at about 4 points or something ridiculous, didn't he? So he got like a win or two.
Like an adult entering a child's egg and spoon race is what I'm going to liken it to.
But it's interesting. He's a bit Warnock in his delusions, I would suggest.
I like him for it. Right, well, we got this. Who's flying Pig United?
It's a Scum fan.
All right, okay.
So, did you see what happened in their game?
I did. They were winning, weren't they?
Yeah.
Let's say they were.
I think they were.
I'll check.
They just got a late equaliser, is what had happened. So I know you said you'd not watched any football.
Well, do you know what? Listening to this made me seek out the highlights because it sounded hilarious.
It was good. So basically, Rashford came on, got an equaliser. they were looking to push on, but then straight from kick-off, Leicester went and scored.
Right, let me just check the order of the score, and it's taken a while for my Sky Sports app to catch up. So, they equalised on 82 minutes, and then Vardy scored on 83 to put them in front. So, Man United were never in front at any point, but had a sniff of it then.
Yeah, and this is from Flying Pig United's live watch-along.
Look at the pass from Victor Lindelof. What a ball over from Lindo, mate. That vision dude. Lindelof's better than the Slab. Slab can piss off. But Lindelof, fair play. What a great pass. What a great pass. What a finish there by Marcus Rashford as well. Pass to Michael. Get in there, my son. Shit chance from the other end straight away for Leicester, though. Played into the 6-yard box. Shot and goal. No! Jamie Vardy into the top right-hand corner. On the half volley, breaks United hearts and makes it 3-2 to the Foxes. We've absolutely shat the bed. Gone to sleep after we've scored the goal, man, and it's 3-2 to Leicester City. I don't believe it. It's a fucking crumble job again. Look at this. From the kickoff, guys. From the fucking kickoff, guys. Completely fallen asleep.
I've noticed from these watch-alongs, they do half-straddle commentator and half-straddle fan, aren't they, a lot of them? And there was a lot of that in that is like telling you all the details of what's going on, which I could see with my own eyes, I guess.
If anyone listens to Atletico Mints, there's a character on that called Neil Hunt, and he's a bit like that.
Right.
If you know it, you'll know it.
Yeah.
But onto the kickoff, which is I don't quite know how it's split from True Geordie, which was its own YouTube thing, but it's basically them watching football.
Yeah.
So they obviously, as the name implies, the main man doing it is a Newcastle fan, but then they've got a Man United fan. There's that Chelsea
Simpleton Rory.
That's what he's called. But there's
only by his friends behind his back.
Adam. He said McCola. I don't know if it was MC Cola, but he seems to be called Adam McCola.
MC Cola's a good name.
It is a good name. That's why I thought maybe he'd gone with it, but it seems to just be his surname. But he's watching this game with a load of other people who are basically just laughing in his face, and that is
the joy of Rory on there as sort of as the fool in the studio.
Understandably, he's not taking it particularly well.
Oh my God! It's Jamie Vardy. It's 3-2.
Fucking hell, there's always goals in these bastard games.
I love football. I actually love football's the win.
You don't love football. You love United
football,
losing.
bro.
You don't love.
I love being above you in the league, baby. I love it.
I love it, baby.
He doesn't love football.
I love United losing. I love United losing.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
it.
That
I love
says it
Leicester
all
winning.
about you, bro. You're a wet wipe.
Leicester winning, United losing.
That says it
I
all
won
about.
a Premier League in 10 years.
You haven't watched the City screen.
If
Elliot weren't going to movie, watch the screen.
We're 2-0 up. We're 2-0 up. You're 3-2 down. We love it, mate. We love it.
You're a friend.
Good. There is an MC Cola, by the way. Yeah, I think it's a product in India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Panda Pops type version. That is a thing that when I've worked with Man United fans, this is a thing that they do. If you ever laugh at Man United, they go, "This is just because this is what you're like. You just don't want to see us do well, and it's just jealousy and stuff." You think, yeah, but it's kind of funny sometimes.
We don't want to see you do well.
Well, no.
Spoiler alert. That's how football works.
Yeah, when they got to European finals and stuff over the years.
So, people are always trying to carve an angle, and that's one of the things that happens on Twitter quite a lot, even when you lose. And I caught wind of Be Sotted, which is the Brentford, I think it's fanzine podcast or both, but Be Sotted, trying to claim some sort of moral high ground having lost to Chelsea, because I think Chelsea put out a fun tweet from their official accounts, whoever scored the goal against Brentford to win it, put him in like a beekeeper's outfit, calling him the beekeeper, and he was spraying, that gas, whatever it is, the smoke that they use to subdue bees when they're getting into the hive.
You know about it then?
Yeah, I'm just falling back on my widespread honey gathering experience.
I had a beekeeper once in my garden. I had a big swarm of bees, and the man came and got rid of them.
Did he de-swarm your garden?
He did. He came with he had that
smoky thing.
Yeah, he had that and
the bellows
and all the gear, and because he was very fat, and I assumed that they could bite through his costume because his belly was pushing it so much. He had to stuff a load of cardboard boxes down his front as well, so they wouldn't sting him, which I enjoyed.
Is that your excuse? Is it? This is cardboard.
It's cardboard boxes.
But anyway, so they tried to carve an angle, and then Be Sotted. We're trying to carve an angle on this Chelsea tweet saying, "Oh, imagine that." Several years ago, this bus stop in Hounslow is what they refer to themselves, don't they, to Brentford, because it's sort of thrown at them as an insult. Imagine Chelsea being delighted with beating a bus stop in Hounslow. It's like, you've just lost. You can't forever be plucky little Brentford. You know, at the end of the day, you've got to take the defeats on the chin, haven't you? You can't claim high ground when you've lost. But anyway,
they could have won that. In fairness,
I don't care. They lost, didn't they? I do not care.
Finally, then on to we are just sticking with Man United because you don't want to hear Southampton fans being happy, do you? It's better to hear.
I like this guy, Johnny United.
Yeah, he's the guy we've had him before. He does a big rant on and then goes, "See you later, have a nice day."
Yeah, he just kind of there's no pause for breath. It's just like, "See you later, guys. Thanks for watching."
he lives in Bradford apparently.
Oh, so really?
Keep an eye out for him. And if he's angry,
is he the former military one? He has experience in the forces.
So if he's angry and still has any of his military gear, Dan lives in Bradford too.
Yeah,
well, keep an eye out for each other.
Well, I think in the schools the military gear is fairly standard as well. Standard issue just to get you through.
Fair enough, but I mean he's been
the mean streets of BD10.
He's been moaning for a long time about wanting Solskjaer out, and if we're perfectly honest about it, he's right.
Yeah, he is, but Solskjaer must remain in position.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's doing a great job there. As much as he does annoyingly seem to have it over us, like generally speaking, they're not going anywhere with him in charge, so it's quite nice. But he appeared on a YouTube channel called This Is Football, and here he is being very calm about everything. And this is when basically a bloke has come on who is now converted to Ollie out, and he's getting kind of angry that he was there first.
Oh, listen, I watched last night, right? I watched the United stand. I watched the United stand. I'm not going to disclose the name of the person because they're not here to defend themselves. I'll never bring somebody's name into something when they're not here to defend themselves. But this person had the fucking audacity to turn around and say, "Oh yeah, it's getting hard to defend now. There's cracks appearing. Cracks appearing now.
I'm not.
Now it's broken. There's no cracks appearing. The cracks were appearing over 12 months ago, but people don't see. You can't see.
My issue is before you could say that he didn't have his full squad, he didn't have the strong enough squad.
Bullshit!
Hold on, Johnny. Listen, relax. Let me finish.
I'm fucking not. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. That squad were good enough to beat Royal. That squad were good enough to beat Leicester in fucking FA Cup.
Listen, I have my reason. It doesn't need to be the same as yours. It doesn't have to be on the same thing.
I can't get that upset about football anymore. I don't know. But just for the record, they're 6th in the table.
He reminds me of George Dawes in Shooting Stars when he sometimes snaps at the contestant just to scare him. I just imagine him sat there in a big pink romper suit.
Bless him.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you later.
But I mean, you can tell there that his microphone can't cope with the volume he's going at either.
Yeah.
And at the end of this next clip, because he's on a panel, you wouldn't know of this, but there are 6 of them on this discussion. There's a bloke sort of trying to host it, and I think he's the one that you can kind of hear laugh at the end of this clip.
Was that show good enough for you, the way we play football? Was that good enough?
Improved. For me, we improved.
Listen, fuck the table. How we're playing football. Did we play good football last year? Largely.
Johnny, you're going back again and again to last season. I'm not talking about.
But I don't understand, right? Why it takes so long for people for the penny to fucking drop? Why does it take so long?
Hey, listen.
If he walks like a dog, looks like a dog, and smells like a dog, and barks like a dog, it's a fucking dog.
He deserves a chance. No matter what you do, he deserves a chance.
I knew that line was coming as well. He's animated, isn't he?
He is. But in conclusion,
I mean, the entitlement that underpins his anger is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he's sort of right. Like, I am kind of the opinion that if they got a decent manager, they probably would be in a title race.
I like that. Have you seen that they're gearing up for another protest potentially against Liverpool? What are they protesting?
Well, it was against...
Just bought Sancho for, what, 75 million?
And spent a huge amount on Ronaldo. Yeah, the green and gold until we're sold type thing did seem to disappear largely, didn't it, over summer when they decided to buy a really good centre-back, a really good winger, and Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever he is. I was good to see him get an absolute slating actually in the weekend. Yeah. I think someone gave him a 3 out of 10.
He does because he doesn't and can't press, can he? Like the analysis seems to suggest that he can't press because he's not physically capable of doing it anymore. So it kind of undoes all their whole game plan, which I think is great. Because that's what we were hoping, that he'd come in and destabilise everything.
Yeah. And you imagine he kind of runs it as much as Solskjaer does as well. So this is finally on Johnny then. He's just really... If you couldn't tell his position,
is he annoyed?
He just wants to let you know. Just in conclusion.
Listen, I don't think people understand how fucking beyond the key word beyond pissed off I am with this fucking manager and his coaching staff. like you get to ND Tether, I'm about 10 miles past it. I'm beyond. Like I need these guys to fuck off out of this club. Fucking clowns.
Just in case you weren't sure.
I'm glad he clarified that.
So you have to tell us he was pissed off.
It makes me sad that you guys didn't do the match ball in like the wilderness years, because I feel like it would have got to that point after the 6-0 at Sheffield Wednesday. That'd have been you.
The thing is, I think we'd have ended up laughing, wouldn't we, at the stupidity of it all, because it went beyond anger into despair and farce, didn't it?
Yeah, I think the early stages of it that have been anger. It was more like Championship relegation. I think they were my angriest years. I think.
Yeah.
Like yelling at Paul Butler for still being here and stuff. But I think by the time we were in like, fourth year of finishing 15th or whatever, you just were like, well,
you're browbeaten by then, aren't you?
Whatever. There was never anything to cling to, I suppose, was there? So it was. Whereas for Scum, it's still kind of within reach, isn't it?
They're framed by the last 20 years, aren't they? The last 20, 25 years of almost unrelenting success. It's just gradually tapered off,
and they're still doing all right. It's a bit like Liverpool when they had to cope with not winning the league every year, and they still did pretty well during that period. They were never in danger of relegation, were they? And they still won FA Cups and stuff.
And a few Champions Leagues here and there, which must have been awful.
I mean, real tough times for those.
You've got to remember that nobody suffered like Newcastle fans.
Well,
they've suffered so much with a couple of relegations, but absolutely loads of Premier League football. It's almost like people are frustrated with mediocre coaches, isn't it?
I did enjoy a clip I saw of one of their fans outside the ground saying something like, no politics, just football, and we're rich. And you sort of think, that's related to the first point you made, but never mind.
Well, I saw the Newcastle game on Sunday, and it fueled my total and utter nihilism. Like, when Leeds lose, I just want to tear it all down. I want it all to go away. I mean, like, we met on because I broke my telly on Saturday night. But the kids kicked a football into the telly.
Kids?
On Saturday night. Yeah, it was the kids. Kicked a football into the telly.
Is this just in case your insurance company are listening?
On Saturday night, and broke it. It was right in the top corner, though, so I am pleased with the execution of that. But I felt very, very embarrassed, because it's the sort of thing that, you would tell the kids off for doing. But I had to meet you to get your spare telly on Sunday morning, didn't I? But you took your kids to the trampoline park just on Lowfields Road, so you can see it's the other side of the motorway.
Used to be the Magic Sponge.
Yeah, but you can see Ellen Road just down the way. It's obviously the East Stand is looming. The big Hisense advert is very visible just over the motorway there. But I couldn't even look at it. It was like a guilty dog has stolen some sausages or whatever from the kitchen and just refuses to look at you because they know they've done wrong. That's how I felt about Ellen Road.
It's like, not now, Ellen Road.
I didn't even look at it. I just refused to even. I turned my back on it. Just wouldn't even cast eyes on the East Stand because I was angry. But I'm all right. A couple of days on, I think it's fine, isn't it? We're not in Johnny United entitled yet. I don't think, are we?
Not yet. I've never been that angry about anything, to be perfectly honest.
No, I can't be bothered. It's just easier to just turn everything off.
Well, and on which note, let's end the show there. And next week it's Wolves propaganda. Weird thing is, because I'm going to a wedding in that way. It's over towards Shropshire. I lose geography once you get sort of south of, I don't know about Manchester. It all blends into one. Going to a wedding over towards Shropshire, but we're staying in Wolverhampton the night after we play Wolves at Ellen Road. So I might go back on the team bus or something like
Travelodge?
that. Premier Inn.
Yeah. I have actually stayed in the Travelodge at Wolves. It was a treat.
I was going to say, I hope I didn't get the same room, because I know what you've done on in some of those rooms. Bloody hellfire. Right, well, we'll return with more propaganda.
Sounds worse than it is, that, by the way. It just means I've been sick.
We'll return in the wake of the Wolves game. Obviously, we've got the main show to look out for on your feed. And thanks for watching and listening to this one. We'll see you in a bit.
The Square Ball Podcast.